If you've seen my previous videos on mobile internet, you'll know that I have talked about Cat 4 and Cat 6 mobile routers. If not, you can see them in the playlist up here. Well, here we've got a Cat 18 router from the 3 network in the UK. So stick with us while we see the slightly staggering speeds it can provide for not much money. But there are some important considerations you need to make. I was able to pick up the 3 4G Plus hub on eBay for less than £50. So let's take a look at what you get in the box. There's some basic instructions, the unit itself, some extension antennas, and the power unit. And that's it. The extension antennas are optional, and I found when I tried them they made very little difference, so we'll be using it in its stock state. But under these covers where the extension antennas attach, you can see there are standard SMA connectors for external aerials. Now this is great news for us to use it in a van. Also great news is that it's powered by 12 volts. So we just need to be able to get a stabilised 12 volt supply to the unit, meaning our leisure battery is perfectly capable of running it. On the side of the unit, under this flap, is the SIM card slot. We're using a Smarty SIM which runs on the 3 network. We've been using this for some time and think their unlimited plan is a great deal. You can get your second month for absolutely free by using the link in the video notes. With Smarty there's no contract, so you could end your plan at any time. Once the SIM is in, it's just a case of connecting power to the device. And once switched on, it goes through the boot process, connects to the network and creates your Wi-Fi network. We had to do no configuration whatsoever, it was up and running straight away. However, if you do want to make some changes, 3 provide a mobile phone app that makes it easy. You can see what devices are connected, change the Wi-Fi name and password, and the router administration password. It also has a signal feature that makes it easy to position the router in the optimal position. As with pretty much all routers, you can also make these changes on the web interface. This has both a basic and advanced view, giving more options. However, there are a few things missing, like being able to name the 2.4G and the 5G Wi-Fi network different names, and it's clearly designed to be simple, as there are some features that professional router like those from Teltonica have that I would miss, like being able to see and set the bands you're connected to and the cell ID. It's a pretty basic router that will meet most people's needs, but if you're used to a professional commercial router, you'll probably find some things you want are missing. But what really matters is the speed that we get from the router. So here we're using the ZTE971V, which is a Cat 6 router on the left, and the 3 4G Plus hub, which is Cat 18 on the right. We're connected to the same network and the same test server and using the internal antennas on both devices. So with a download speed of nearly 10 times what the Cat 6 router can do, the 4G Plus hub clearly excels at this. Similarly, at upload speeds, we're getting double the amount. Before we have a look at how it performs in the van with external antennas, I want to thank our friends at CarLock for supporting this video. We've been using their GPS trackers on our vehicles for some time. Starting from only £30, you can get a further 10% discount using our link and offer code in the video notes. And by using the offer code when you activate the tracker, you'll also get a further 14-day subscription for free. So, the 3 hub performs really well. But you may be thinking like me, how come it has the same number of external antenna connections as a Cat 6 router if it aggregates more signals together? Well, after doing a bit of digging, it seems that inside the router there are more than just 2 cellular antennas. So when these are in range of the bands needed, then the multiple connections can be made, and for most people, this is how they would use it. However, probably to cut cost, only 2 of these antennas have the option to be replaced by an external antenna. Disappointingly, this seems to be the case for most similar routers with external antennas. Knowing that our vans are generally metal boxes, it could have a significant impact on the overall performance if only 2 of the antennas are outside. As we can see with the hub in the van, we get okay speeds, but adding an external antenna, it increases the speed, but not as much as when we pop the hub onto the roof of the van. So from this we can guess that we're only getting what is known as 2x2 MIMO connection from the external antennas, when the internal antennas are actually in the van. So to get the full benefit of the Cat18 router we need the 4x4 MIMO antennas outside. At this point I decided to open up the unit, and sure enough there are more than 2 LTE antennas in the unit. You may be thinking, what if I don't want to use the 3 network? Well, I gave this a try and popped a Vodafone SIM in it. Although the unit seemed to connect, there is no way to set the APN for the Vodafone network, so I couldn't get it to work. It may be possible to get it unlocked, but as we'll be using it on 3, we don't need to. So overall, what does that mean? Well, to get the full potential of the Cat18 router, you need to be able to position it where you can get a good signal on multiple bands, and that may be near a window or even on the roof. Whilst the external antennas will make a difference, it could do better. The performance is still good. I would still recommend it over a lower category router, but it's a bit frustrating that we can't replace all the internal antennas with external ones. However, while researching this, I found routermods.co.uk, who offer a modification service for popular 4G and 5G routers to add the additional external antenna connections for those antennas that the original manufacturer didn't bother to include. So I'm now packing this unit up to send it over to them, and once we get it back, we'll be putting it through its paces again in its modified state. So if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please do so you don't miss the results.